Hello, greetings. How are you doing today? Well, it's Sunday, April 26, 2020, and I'm here in Southern California, it's Los Angeles, streaming to the world. So let me just start with a little introducing for those of you who we never had that opportunity to meet in face to face. My name is Joseph Tichy. I'm a certified life mastery consultant and dream builder coach with Mary Morrissey. And the information I want to share with you today, I consider as the leading edge of understanding of the fruition, of the manifestation of how we create our lives, what's going on with this planet, with us, and how come some things works and something doesn't work. Why some people have everything they have and some people don't have. What's my part in it? This kind of question I start to ask a long time ago. And I grew up in the Czech Republic, in Prague. You might hear my accent. And I did my journey over. I crossed the Atlantic Ocean to experience what Columbus called to go to the new world. As I believe there is something much more than that meets the eye. We live in a brand new world, and especially now. All my condolences to everybody who experienced some losses or have a difficult time in this, let's say, very unique situation we're experiencing on this planet, generally, globally. So I want to just, thank you for being here, that you make time for yourself to really get deeper into knowing how things can work for you. And basically, I know there is no accident that you are here. That if that weren't for the pull from inside of you, something greater, seeking to emerge through you, you wouldn't be here. So I'm very glad you follow that calling inside, that inquisitive, that something. What if there is something for me? And I invite you to really pay close attention. Make sure you got your notebook, your pen and paper ready, and let's dive in. So I usually start with a little joke, right? So you know that, like the Mother Mouse, she is leading her three little babies to the house. And she goes and the little babies follows her, and then I get into the kitchen. And there is a cat. And the cat see the mouse and go, wow, this is my dinner. And it goes, and get it, and teeth out and about to attack. And the Mother Mouse, she's protecting her babies. She gets into the corner, her baby's behind her. And then the very last moment, she just stand up on her hind legs and she goes, ruff, ruff, ruff. The cat gets scared and run off. And the Mother Mouse look at her little babies and see, remember the situation and never underestimate the power of learning more than one language. Well, what I like about this story, it's really, there is a language, there is a way of doing things, there is a pattern of system, which once you consciously understand, you can apply it to your life and achieve basically whatever you want. You become your own powerful co-creator of your reality, and nothing can take you away from what's your given by birthright. We all here came with certain gift, with certain talents, with certain ability to express ourselves. And the more we understand how to really tap into that our full potential, the power which giving you life right now, the easier lives get and the greater it's become. Not just for you, but for everybody around you. So again, tap yourself back. I'm on a good spot now. I'm gonna find out something I didn't know. I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna create the life I love living. Okay. So maybe you, if you look back in your life, would you say you ever have some area of your life you would like to improve? Maybe your relationship, maybe your money situation, maybe career, maybe your job or your creative expression, or maybe your time and money freedom. Maybe there is something, right? However, my intention for today is simple. I want to give you 3 tools how to achieve your goals even faster than you ever imagined. right? And I want you to get really greater clarity about what these goals and dreams are. And I want you to feel much more confident in the power within you to go and achieve these goals. Okay? So let me ask you the question. Have you ever achieved goal or dream? Have you ever achieved something you wanted, but first time you had that idea, you had no idea how it's gonna happen. You didn't know how it's gonna happen, but you just wanted and it happened, you find a way? Yeah. That proves the way. That proves the thing that you are far more capable than you think. You know? It's when you realize that there is something like mental body, some thinking process which we apply to the ideas that come into our field. And the way we work with these ideas, we realize, wait a moment, something really gives me the results I want, and something doesn't work. So let me remind you one thing. I think Talmud say that every blade of grass has an angel leaning over it, whispering, grow, grow. And that blade of grass will press through the cement to find the light, to see the light. And the same power is at work with you right now, right? Just take a deep breath and notice there is something like heart beating in your body, right? Do you make that heartbeat? Do you pumping your blood around your system? No, these things works for you, works for me, works for everybody, because there is something which holds the system together. And we have the ability, the opportunity to be conscious part of that creation. I would even say co-creation, because when we start to co-create, at that moment we become real partner of that, what is it, of the universe. And the things start to become really, really interesting. So one more thing I found about life, that often our dreams and goals, they are born out of challenges. Our challenges we face. Right? We really have to kind of get into some difficult situations to experience pain. So we got clarity about what is it what we want and what is it what we don't want. Right? And as we get that clarity and we motivate ourselves enough to go do something we haven't done before, we're going to do something which we never received before. And that's the basically principle of going forward in your life. Right? But there is a forces, and these forces are two forces. We are pushed by pain, or we are pulled by a vision. If you realize there's something one in your life, you burn yourself. This is what I want. You start to go for it. Suddenly, it starts to pull you. You want it more and more and more. And as you let it pull, it works. Or if you're not there yet, you are being pushed by pain. You literally pushed by pain. Oh, I don't know. I don't want that. I hate that. It makes me nuts. Right? This is the pain, which actually is a growing force. It's pushing you, pulling you exactly where you need to be. So I want you to really pay attention to the two forces, to your longings and to your discontent. What is it what you haven't created yet? What would you love in your life? What is it what would give you more life? And what is it what you don't want anymore? What is it which suck your blood? What doesn't really gives you any more joy, only makes you angry? And notice these things are here, and these things only giving you directions. Direction or come on, follow me, get more, or stop and participate, leave me alone, let me be. So, maybe I can share a little story how I was pushed by pain in my life. And I finished studying, I'm teaching math and chemistry, and I got a job. And in a few months, I realized, wait a minute, I'm teaching these kids some repeating things, and I'm really not growing anymore. And it was end of the month, and I'm going for the lunch, and I reach into my pocket, look in my hand, I didn't have enough money to buy myself a lunch. Maybe you've been there, like suddenly you broke, you have no idea how to get what you want because the thing doesn't work right. And that was for me pretty defining moment. I know this is not what I signed for. I'm not gonna study for so long, and on the end of the month I don't have money for lunch because I went out twice that week. And no, and something in me really said, okay, this is it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I knew inside of me that I want to go travel the world. I want to see the people. I want to discover what's going on, how this planet can come together. And I made a decision at that moment. I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to England. I'm going to learn English. Because I tried to learn English from books and it never worked for me. So I thought, if I dive myself in that thing, it's going to work for me. And as soon as I make that decision, I decide this is what I want. On my way home, I realized there is an agency, Pegasus Agency. Come to England, become an au pair in England. I have never seen that thing. But suddenly I saw it. So I went there, I asked, what do I need? And said, oh, you need this and some pictures with kids and paper. And you're good to go. We find you family, they pay you pocket money, and you learn English. Wow, that's all I need. And before I get home, I'm thinking, so where do I get the pictures with kids? I don't know any kids. I was 25. I had no idea. And on the bus going home, I met with my friend. I'm telling her, hey, I'm going to England and I need pictures with kids. Do you know any by chance? She's saying, oh yeah, my cousin is in the town. She got 2 kids. Come and take pictures. So next day, I'm taking pictures with these kids, sending to agency. And a month from there, I'm taking my first flight in life, so taking plane, flying to London, UK. And that's how it starts for me. But it was really a defining moment. Then I realized, okay, this is not what I'm gonna put up with. This is not what I want. Period. And I'm gonna go this direction. But how about you? What is your defining? What is your like border? Then you're still gonna cope up with that's what bothering you in life, or when you say, oh no, this is enough. I'm going where I want to go. We all know where we want to go. You have it in your heart. We all have it in our heart. It's a given. Our only responsibility is to listen and then boldly, fearlessly follow what we really, really want. Now, so let's put it this way. In coaching career, there is basically we helping people to improve, right? And we cannot improve everything, so we have to kind of focus. We get particular. We got building blocks together. We find out what's working on. We find out where is it, and we make the way. We find out the vision where it wants to be, and we slowly, bit by bit, step by inch, we get to the place where we want to go. Suddenly, we are where we want to be. So there are 4 major areas in your life. We all create results. It's relationships, health and well-being, vocation, your creative expression or your job or how you contribute, how you live it, and time and money freedom. And every one of us has some results in these areas. And now I want to share something important, how these results are actually created. Pay close attention, because when you understand this, you might say, oh wow, this is big. Right? So everything starts with a thought. You thinking a thought, and that thought makes you feel a feeling. Feel it, and you know it. When you think some scary thoughts, your heart starts to beat faster, you start to sweat, or maybe you start to panic, or if you feel some nice thoughts, you feel something, you're looking forward to something, oh, that's gonna be nice, it's gonna be nice. Suddenly you feel excited, right? You feel good. Your thoughts literally influence our physiology. That's thoughts implement themselves into feelings, and these feelings leads to action. If you feel motivated, if you feel energized, if you feel successful, you're gonna take actions, you're gonna keep going, you're gonna do stuff which moves you over the mountain. On the other hand, if you feel sad, depressed, or frustrated, you won't take no action, only you're gonna think everything's going down the hill and nothing happens. Nothing will change for you. So thoughts create feelings. Feelings create actions, and these actions brings the result. It's the action or lack of the actions which brings the result you want. So understand that. This is the law of cause and effect. It's a law. It works. But many people don't get it, right? They don't think that they look at the circumstances, they look outside and say, oh, I cannot have that because. But the true cause of all our results is right here. It's what you be thinking. So if you want to see what you've been thinking on any area of your life, look at your results, because your results never lie. People don't like that. People don't really understand, don't like that responsibility. I'm responsible for my life, for my feelings, for every result I get, because the thought I choose and the way I work with the thoughts. It's not just we pick one thought, but it's basically the way when we take the thought from how we gonna choose to work with that. Are we gonna take the thought and think, okay, this is great thought, and immediately, no, you can't do that, and let it go, and never anything happens? Is that thinking you do concerning your finances, your career, your relationship? Your choice. But understand, it's a simple choice. You can always choose what to gonna think. Right? In other words, nobody can ever force you think a thought you don't want. Notice that. That's a big level of freedom right ahead, right? Nobody can force you to think a thought you don't want. It's your free choice to choose what you're gonna think. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It's seeing the circumstances, everything going on, and reacting to the reality, what's really already has been done. And particularly when we condition that way from childhood, everybody tell you, look there, look there, look there. Nobody ever tells you, look on the mind, what do you see there? What would you love to see, and go for it? So I know this is kind of groundbreaking, because the conditioning, our paradigm, the way we as a humanity we're kind of going for a long time, never predicted. Yet this is how it's it, right? So let's understand. We can choose the thought, and if we choose the thought, and there is a law of vibration, law of attraction coming in. If you choose the right thought and you keep that thought for 17 seconds, next thoughts or the same frequency will join it, and eventually you start to grow momentum. If you have enough thought a certain way, you have feeling, right? And if you bring momentum, big momentum, your feelings start to really move you, right? You start to be irresistible to go and do something, because this is what you want to do. And then what happened? You follow yourself, you follow through, you change the actions, you do something you never did, and you get something you never had. Simple as that. Now let me say it this way. It's a quality of the question. It's actually the quality of question that we choose to ask, or we dare to ask, or we really start to ponder about, which determine the quality of our life. And that all started in, let's say, have you heard about Concord conversation? In the mid-1800s, the group of people came together in a home of Concord to ask big questions. That house belonged to Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the Massachusetts, all the place, this was actually the big place. 100 years before, that was when they put the Revolutionary War together. They said, this is where I go, this is go. And 100 years later, in the same area, the Emerson kept reading the Bible and say, this and even greater things you should do. And they start to be interested, and so invite people in regular meetings. They start to discuss these bigger questions, like what is the real human can do, might do, or will do. And his handyman was present on these discussions, but he wasn't really socially elite enough to sit by the table with the rest. At that time, he was the handyman. However, when he threw some question or some comment in the conversation, they realized that he's a man such a great wisdom and knowledge and awareness. So they invite him to this conversation, and he became part of it. And his name is Henry David Thoreau. Yeah, you might heard about him. Henry David, what he did, he just, I don't want to just talk about it. I want to experience it. He said, I want to suck the marrow of the bone of aliveness. Right? In other words, he really said, okay, so this is it. This is concept, like theory. Now let's experiment with it. I want to experiment. And this is what I want you to invite you today. Experiment with what comes to your mind. Let's really open your mind a little bit and see, hey, what if there is something, a way I could do the things which would give me enough joy, happiness, wealth, the relationship, whatever your heart's desire. What if there is a way? So open your mind and try to go for it. Because what Thoreau did, he chose this. I said, I'm gonna live for 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days deliberately. That's mean he built a little house on a lake, Walden Lake, and he lived there. He didn't lock it. He just only thing he locked was his drawer with his, and he wasn't like separate himself. He was walking around, meeting people, but he just lived his life with a really concentrated focus on what he's about, what he's going. And he noticed things like if he's going to the lake in the morning to take a bath, and then he goes the next day and third day and fourth day, suddenly there is a footpath, which hasn't there before. But as he walked, he made that. And the way he walked, that was the footpath. And if he wanted to change it, he just took the other way. And in a few days, there was a new path. So these simple things came to him. And then he wrote that book, Walden. And I want to share with you a quote from that, because in that quote, there is a code, there is a secret, which once we understand and start to apply our life, we can actually dream of any money. Right? So what he said, I have learned this at least by experiment. That if one advances confidently in the direction of their dream, endeavoring to live the life they are imagining, one passes an invisible boundary. All sorts of things begin to occur that have never otherwise would have occurred. One begins to meet with a success unexpected in common hours. New, more universal love, more liberal loves begin to establish themselves around this person, or the old loves are rearranged in one's favor. Nevertheless, one begins to live with the license of the higher order of being. I didn't figure it out how to share the screen on and off with this platform, so I'm just gonna take it apart and I want to take it apart because this is so powerful. Right? So what he said, I have learned this at least by experiment. If one advances confidently, so what does it mean? If one, this is not compulsory. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. You can sit on your butt all your life, free of charge. Or you choose. You say, hey, maybe there is something more in me which I'm about to go for. So you don't have to do it. This is self-initiated. It says some people live 90 years. Some people live 1 year 90 times. And they never move towards understanding. So I believe that's not you. If you're still watching me and you're really willing to open mind a little more, which I'm going to share with you, you might really benefit from it. This was a Persian poet, Rumi, right? What he said. It's like if the king sent you to the distant land with one particular task to do. And you go there and you that and that and this and this, but you didn't do the one thing the king sent you to do there. On the end, is it like you have done nothing? So, and this is just like that human life, like human birth, right? You come here, you get born, you got the reality, everything's coming together, and you got one thing to do. And what is that one thing to do? It's full discovery and absolute delivery of you, of who you are. Find out what you are and what you're about to do here. They say there is 2 most important days in your life. The one when you were born, and the other day when you find out why you were born. And it's consequently coming into it. But just take a deep breath and relax again. Because if you choose to do it, you are your way. And then what he said, if one advances confidently in a direction to their dreams, advances confidently. What does it mean, confidently? It means you don't doubt yourself. Right? It doesn't mean that you don't get scared sometimes. You do things like, oh, maybe, shall I? That hesitation, that fear overcoming thing, always there. But confidence means you do it anyway. You're really afraid, right? We do it because we know. It's the same like if I have an electric lamp and I'm going to plug it to the electric plug, I expect the lamp to come on and give me light. Right? And if I plug it in, I'm pretty confident the lamp's gonna come on if I push the button or switch it. Right? And if I switch it and it doesn't come on, I'm not gonna go on my knees and say, "Oh my God, electricity, please give me power. This one time I really did my affirmation, I pray for it." No, right? You know something wrong in the wiring. You check the fuses, you check the bulb, you check the wires. You know the law works. That this is the law. This is the human life is based on law. If you can think it, you can have it. Right? All the problem is in that aligning yourself with that true purpose and going for it. Don't let yourself stop. So that's, if you go, confidently in a direction of your dream. Can you hear that? There is a direction. You cannot go just like when the wind blow or when she said that, he said that, he said that, he said that. No, there has to be some defined purpose, some place to go. In another way, there is no wind failure to a sailor. He's got no destination in his mind. So seriously, and again, there is no point to come up, "Oh, this is it, and this is one forever, this is my direction." No, the vision, your dream, is living being, it grows with you. It's always adjust, it's always get bigger, smaller. You just want to hold it with open hand, this or something better. Right? But you need to choose at least something. Otherwise, if you choose nothing, what happens? Right? Now, let me say this way. You have no choice not to create. You are a highest form of creation. You are a creative being. And if you choose that today I'm going to sit on my butt and eat and do nothing, you create a day which going to give you result. You're doing nothing. You have no choice not to create. You only have choice to create what you're going to create. So choose one direction you want, even when it's very weak and gives you some little bit more light. Oh, that would be nice. This is your direction. Of course, the doubts and stuff, it's all here, all here, all here. That's why you have somebody else to tell you, "Listen, this is a good idea, maybe you should go for it." So confidently in a direction. And then one endeavors to live the life. Endeavors. What does it mean? It's mean you're trying, you're attempting, you're basically doing your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just learning how to put it on. You like little kids, when you grow up and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna be the doctor." Do they worry about how much money and time they have to spend, how much study, how much work is it? No, they take a stethoscope and they put it in your chest, right? They already playing the whole thing. They put themselves into the vision they are. And this is very interesting mechanism how we can really apply into anything we do in our life. Right? And then one passes, if you do that, one passes an invisible boundary. Invisible boundary. What do you mean by that? Well, invisible boundaries, they are made out of thinking. So imagine, I put it right here. There's a big glass jar, like 1 inch thick glass, big jar, big, one little top on it, like little top, and a big glass thing. And inside of it is a live goose. So can you imagine there is a big glass jar, a tiny top, and live goose inside. And question, how are you going to get the goose out of the jar without harming the goose or breaking the jar? You cannot pull him out, it will get hurt, and there is no hole. How are you going to get him out? You imagining him outside, because that's how you get him first in the first place, how you get him in the first place. Can you see? It's made of thinking. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can't. Henry Ford said it in his famous quote, right? Whatever you think you can or you can't, you're right. It's a simple, very simple thing. So listen, if you go through where you want to go and you in the direction, you endeavor to live the life, you pass that invisible boundary. You realize that there is basically the problem, what was so big before, you didn't even allow you to approach it, gone. because you made an idea, you made a decision, you go for it. And then all sort of things begin to occur. That's when the synchronicity is coming. Suddenly you realize you're in a flow. The things go naturally. Somebody call you, you think about somebody call you, introduce you to somebody, and things go very naturally. Then the circumstances actually begin to do backflip in the service of your dream. And then he said, one begins to meet with a success unexpected in common hours. So what does that mean? Common hours? Common hours is our thinking. That's our conditioned thinking. Well, I can do that and that and that. I got that much money. I got that much time. I got this. That means I can do this and this. This is your common thinking. That's giving you result you have on your life, and that's majority people live up till now. Right? So listen, unexpected in common hours. That's really something like, wow, I would never believe that happened. I don't understand how that happened. The point is, we don't see it ahead of us. We can only look to the circumstances which gets us there when we look back. And then one begins to live with a license of higher order of being. That means, have you ever get license? How did you feel when you get your driving license? And then, wow, I got freedom, right? I don't have to wait for them to drive me. I can drive myself. Suddenly, I'm the rider of my life. And that's seriously, that what happened. It's like you would have a car or your life, and then you start to push it. It was heavy, and then suddenly give you a keys. But what is that? Oh, that's a keys. You put it there, you start it, and suddenly you got engine. Something moves you through your life. Something gives you infinite, let's say, joy of being on every step of your journey. That's when it's really, the life becomes fully embodied with your being, and you living your true purpose. You are who you're supposed to be. So that's when Henry David Thoreau get out with his simple quote. And so I would like you to one more thing. This is, I usually speak to the many, let's say, different groups and speaking engagement, and one exercise I'll always let them to do is this one. I want you to look around your room and see everything which is blue. In just 10 seconds, everything notice. Remember, everything was blue. It's blue, 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 blue. Okay. Now, close your eyes and imagine, call to your mind everything in the room what is yellow. Can you see something with your closed eyes? What's yellow around you? Okay, now open your eyes and look. What's yellow? Can you see suddenly much more yellow things than before? Right? You know why? Because there is something in your brain, so-called reticular activating system, which its function is to call to our attention things which we are looking for and filter out things which we're not looking for. So the whole miracle of it, isn't Bible said it? Look for it and you find it. How you look for it? Because you know what you're looking for. Your mind will put it, your reticular activating system, your body system, this incredible, your body, it will find it for you. It will show you the way to get it. Because seriously, there is much more we don't know. We really, slightly as a humans, we tapping into that infinite potential which we can experience. But through this, like let's say, self-development, self-awareness, realizing what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, and what I'm looking for, and how do I look for, which place I'm starting, which place I'm going. This is how it works. So I want you to invite right now to do something for yourself. And that's Dream Builder principle number 1. The key tool in every Dream Builder, every successful tool set is the clear vision. It means you design your dream. Designing your dream is something which is kind of, I don't know, nobody teach us that at school, right? They ask you at school, what do you dream about? What would you love? No, maybe they ask you, what are you going to do? It's like asking you, what are you going to work for? Right? It didn't work for me. Maybe it didn't work for you. But however, I want you to ask simple questions. We're going to open your imagination with a simple question. What would you love? Okay. And this is, notice, this is not question what thing, what your circumstances say you can do, what your wallet, what your bank account say you can do, or what your other people think you should do, or your family members think about you should do, or what other people think you should. This is simply, what would you love? And just, go inside, go into your heart, because there is answer to everything. So creating the clear vision. What would you love? So how about we do a little exercise right now? I want you to really relax. Shake it off. Take a deep breath in and out and feel your chest. Feel your chest area. Feel your heart beating in and inside. Close your eyes if you will. And imagine there is a book. There is a large book, open book on your lap. And there is a lot of pages. A lot of pages on your left and a lot of pages on your right. And every page is one day of your life. Then the pages on the left side, they're written on every day what you did, what you think, what you feel, everything written on that page of your life. And the right side, there is plenty pages which are completely blank. Nothing written. Okay, there is one today, and there is something you did today. You have maybe breakfast, maybe you have some lunch, you did something, and the evening is still empty. So, and there is plenty pages left on the right side. And these pages, are they going to be written by design or by default? Are these pages going to be written by something you would love, or are they going to be written something you are used to? This is your moment. You are given power to choose. So let's try the view gazing point. Like imagine to the highest point of view you can take, and look at your life. Look down on the landscape of your current life, and let's explore these 4 areas. Just have a look with no judgment. Like look at your health, just for a moment. How does your health look like? And call for the image. What is your image of health? How do you feel in your body? How do you want to feel? What activities are you engaging in? What are you eating? How's your diet? How is your habits? How your skin look like? Or what's your weight? Or what is that? How does it look like? And just rate it on a scale 1 to 10. Like 1, oh, I think I'm really, really miserable in that. Or 10, oh, this cannot go any better. And just put one number. How is my health right now? As it is, as I see. And then shift that focus on the area of your relationships. How's your relationships? Is there any longing to deepen existing relationships? Maybe more harmony, or maybe deep loving relationship? What would you love? Or would you like to have more friends in your circles? Or if you have like, on the other hand, would you like to be more self-efficient? You have to be more connected to very few people or more people? Is there any discord that needs to be resolved? What would you love? And again, just notice and see what you see and see what would you love to see. Just this kind of thinking. And then shift to the next area of your financial freedom. And see what you love, what would you love in the terms of flow and of money in your life? How much money would you like? Put a number. What would you do with that money? Would you go on a trip? Would you buy the house you always wanted? Or what would you give away? Would you buy gifts to other people? What would you love? What would you do with that money? What would give you life? This is questioned. Just simply go inside. What would make me happy? What would I love? And then shift that focus to the creative expression, to your career, to your job. what kind of work you do in your, how does it satisfy you? How does it helping others? What would you love to do? What would you love to help with? How do you see yourself expressing your gifts? What would you love? Okay, then come back now and notice, right? So is there something really, really pushing me as a pain? Do I have some longing and discontent? Where is my forces for change? Do I really want something, or am I really unhappy with something? Can I use these forces? Can I really open to them, acknowledge them, and use them for my own growth right now? And I challenge you now, take the pen and paper and simply write down, what is it, what would you love? What is it, what would you love if you couldn't fail? If that would be easy. If you have a magic wand and you go to simsalabim, what is it, what would you want? And write it down. And there is gonna be mechanisms triggering and immediately coming like, oh, that's BS, no worry, no, not for you. Some limiting beliefs start to play their theater for your mind. And I want you to ignore that. Totally ignore the question how these things are gonna happen. This is the dream building phase, number one. You simply write what you want. You don't limit yourself with any idea, any circumstances, any condition. You freely express yourself. Express yourself for yourself. Take a pen and paper and write down, what is it, what would you love? How would you love to feel in your body, in area of your health and well-being? And write it this way, like writing it, write it in present tense. We on our ways that we live right now, and this is it, this is the moment. We want everything voice in present tense, doing this dream building principle. And then always use the word I am. I am is your sacred name. Every time you say I am happy, I am healthy, you condition yourself to that state of being. So be careful what you say after that statement, I am. But now use it as a present tense and start that statement. Start your dream, please, with a simple statement. Write down, I am so happy and grateful now that. I am so happy and grateful now that. We wrap it in gratitude. That's a frequency which attracts. Exactly. That's like a magnet. That's what you want to start. Start with, I am happy and grateful now that I am. And you write down in the present sense what you are. And I want you to voice these things according to what you want, and do not write out what you don't want. Okay? Because what you put attention is going to grow. If you say, I want to lose the weight, it's not the way you want to write. Now, because you can lose your keys, right? And what you start to look for it. So you want to write out, oh, I want to be on my ideal weight, or I want to feel fit. Always write the words and use the words which you want in your reality. If you want to get debt-free, say, I have a zero balance. I'm abundant. I'm always in plus. Don't write the things you don't want. You don't want them in your dream. Write only things you want. Positive approach. So write it about your health and well-being. Then about the next page about your love and relationship. Again, I'm so happy and grateful now. And imagine, use that mental faculty of yours, the imagination. What is it? What would you love? Do you want a partner? Do you want to live? And just create a picture in your mind, and then put the words on the wonderful picture. Just like paint that picture in your mind and then write it down. Use the words. What's happening here? You start to think some ideas. And as you start to put the words on them, you start to put them in writing, you start to clarify them, you make them more clear. And that's when the power coming into the game. Because once you make that, if I say, oh, I want to have more money, where does that come from? It's like, poof, nothing, right? What's more money? I give you $1 more and you got more money. Does it change anything? No. But if you say, hey, I want to generate $5,000 more beginning next 3 months, That's a pretty beautiful vision of your, might be a goal. However, you write it down what you want, and then you start to feel. Okay, so write down for your health and well-being, for your career, for your love and relationship, and for time and money freedom. These major four areas: health and well-being, love and relationship, your vocation or creative expression, and time and money freedom. And again, pay attention to your longings and your discontent. What would you like to have more? What would you like to have less? Yeah. See, I want more of that in my dream. I want to have less of this. So what's opposite of it in my dream? We describe it with this biggest picture. The base ways is really see it like a movie. If you can access some idea, some flash from your future can come to your mind right now. If you're thinking about it, if you're dreaming in that, some idea come to you, but oh, maybe that would be nice. And you see the picture, so you describe that picture. Take a moment, and then you always want to keep it with open hand. You don't want to say this is it, this is the best. You say this or something better. That's how you want to end. So you want to write down your dream. This is the first step in dream building. You get clear about what is it, what you want, what you really want. And when I start to do that first time, I wrote down. I was living in the Caribbean, and I was kind of getting bored. I was working on a boat, maybe 50 year already. I kind of knew everything. I feel like I'm not growing anywhere. I started to be a little bored again. So I said, okay, so I want my 2 dogs. I had 2 dogs, but I want my dogs, and I want to have $5,000, and I want to go to West Coast. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. 8 months from that day, I found myself with 2 dogs, more than $5,000 in the West Coast in the United States. So simple. And was it because I choose that idea or that idea choose me? We don't know. We just have to really listen and follow that intuition, and don't let the mind-limiting programming talk us out of it. In other words, you can do anything. You can talk yourself into anything you want, or you can talk yourself out of anything you want. We are such a free beings. We can do anything. But your point is here to realize, first step, what is it, what do you want? Write it down in a descriptive with it, pictures. Write it down with that attention, with that gratitude. I'm so happy and grateful. And this is the first step. Designing your dream. Because we realize that everything is created twice. First is a thought, and then it's become a form. If you look around yourself, everything, this shirt, first of all, the idea, the computer, the phone you're looking at me for, first was an idea. Somebody thought of it, and then it came to reality. This is the, let's say, the crucial point of our humanity, to wake up to our power to imagine again. If you have difficult time with imagining what would you love, and you're willing to go that way, just make simple decision. I want to find out. I would love to know what I want, and I would love to dream again. And from now on, every day, take 5 minutes and say, okay, now I'm gonna imagine I'm in my dream, like dreaming a dream. What would I like to have in my dream? What would I like to see? What would I like to experience? And see what comes to you. And do it again and again and again. And in 5-7 days, you have 5-7 dreams, and suddenly you start to see, oh, this is what I like, this is what I like, this is what I love, this is so cool. And you notice there is some energy going on inside of you when you think these thoughts, and your body responds, your body system responding to this idea with positive emotion, with joy and excitement. That means you're on the right track. That means you're growing your dream. Okay? So, once you have your dream done, again, this won't happen for many of you. Many of people are asked, so what's your dream? Oh, I don't know, maybe I would less worry and less and less and less and less. So people have the very vague-ish area what they really want. And now the hard part is really to think. because people don't do that. So if you never lift the weight with your left hand, or if you put your one arm in a cast and you hold it there for a few months, and then I want you to lift it up after sometimes, it won't work so much, right? So, if you never imagine purposely anything in your life, take it easy. Start with simple things. Imagine some little situation there and there and there. Grow that muscle again, because this is the muscle which can move your life to the heights you never dream of about. Seriously. So never be mean to yourself. Always respect what's going on, but always be willing to go a little further, try again, little better, little more, little better, because that's how we moving in the time. And once you get that blueprint, once you have written down that statement in the present tense, what is it? What would you want? Next, the second principle I want to share with you today is deciding for your dream. There is a single mental move which in 1 millisecond can solve enormous problem for you. It's enormous problems in any personal or business situation. And it can literally propel you down to the path of incredible success. This is the word of Bob Proctor, the renowned author and speaker. And he said, they have a name for that mental move. And that mental move is called decision. Decision. Decide. You have to decide that this is what you want. No new process can begin. No new path can be forged unless decision has been made. But once decision is made, the whole matter of things start to occur and rush towards your help for fulfilling that decision. Just like me, when I decide I'm going to England, 2 hours later, I found a way, and I need more for that. Next day, I found it again. It all fit together, but it all started with single mental move. I decided. And this is what you need to do with your dream. You have to decide. Now, can you decide when you don't know how to do that? Did somebody tell you that you can? I'm telling you, this is how it has to be done. We cannot decide based on circumstances and anything around us already done. The whole point, the crucial point is to make decision even when we don't know how we're going to get there. We don't know how it's going to happen. We just decide that this is what we want. Once we decide, the whole thing starts to appear. So decision is a crucial moment which you need to do. I want you to show one thing. Can you read this one? Can you read that? I bet you can. I bet you can. Because what's going on here? There is a word, but. What does it say? According to the research at Stanford University, it doesn't matter what order the letters are in a word. The only important thing is that the first and the last letter be in the right place. This is because the human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole. So see how incredible, powerful instrument we have to our use. It's our mind. And what it might, does the mind need to go everything before we make decision to go somewhere? No. To be truly honest, you don't need your mind to make decision. Your mind is not here to make decision. Your heart is here to make decision. Once you understand that, you win it. You're successful 100%. You make decision with your body. Your mind is that instrument which gets you there, because you give her the beginning, you tell her where I am, you see where you are, then you tell her where you want to be, you make the picture, you come with the vision, with your dream, this is who I am, this is what I want to be, and your mind will find a way. So suspend the how and really take when you write these dreams out, write them down. It's like you were a little kid. Are you dreaming with no restrictions, no problems, no problem? This is what I want. This is what I want. If you have infinite time, infinite resources, or absolute support with everything, this is as that happens, and that's how you design it. And then just designing for that dream. I can share another story about there was a guy, right, and he had a check and he wants to cash the check. So he goes to the bank and okay, cash the check for me, and give him the check. And they look at it. Okay, sir, we cash it for you. Just sign it here. And wait a minute, you want me to sign the check and the signed check give it to you? And I don't really feel comfortable. I give you a thing, and then you have my check and my money, and you don't have guarantee. You give it to me. No, I don't feel. Could you just give me the money first and then I signed it? And the bank look at him like, seriously? No, that's not what we do. It sign the check and I give you money. And the guy again, no, I'm so uncomfortable. This is no, I don't think so. And the banker said, well, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. We have to go. So he goes to another bank, and the whole story repeats again. He gives them the check. Can you check it for me? Like, oh yeah, we can. Yeah, just sign it. And he said, no, I don't feel comfortable. Please give him just this one time. Give me the thing first. Give me the money, and then I sign it. I give it to you. He look at it. No, you're nuts. Go. No, we can help you. No, that's not what we do. So he goes to the third bank, and there's a young teller, and the whole situation repeats. He's saying, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Please give me the money once, and then I sign it. And the young teller look at him. He reached underneath, take a rubber baseball bat, whack his head, and say, hey, sign the darn check. He got scared. He signed the check. He give it to him. He get his money back. I got my money. So he goes to the first bank pile. Look, I got my money. They give it to me. And he look at him. Well, I bet that even there you have to sign the check first. And he looked at him about, yeah, I did, but nobody ever explained it to me the way they did. Right? So it's a funny story, like ridiculous. But however, are you willing to sign your name to your dream? You come up with some idea. I want to have $1 million, or I have a beautiful house, or I have a beautiful house, relationships, and then you say, but it's not gonna happen. Something else talk you out of it before you say, this is who I am, this is what I put my name on it. I sign these things because that's how you decide for it. You got fully in. Your decision repeat in two places, in your calendar and your checkbook. You're gonna have to invest some money in it, and you have to invest some time, because that's how the actions works in these times. If you wanna do something different, you have to put something in it. Right? So this is the whole decision making, and that just to understand what the decision really means. Decide. It means to cut from. It's from Latin, and it really means I make a straight cut. This is what I want, and this I'm saying no. It's mean if you say something yes, it's mean you're saying no something. It's mean saying if you're going to for your dream carrying this, it's mean you're saying everything else, you're putting it apart. I think that many people has the same problem to decide. Oh, I want everything. I want everything. I don't want to give up that. I don't want to give up that. What if? That's the kind of thinking which keeps us stuck in a lens of always struggle, always. But once you make a decision, this is what you want. You find the thing which makes your heart sing. You decide for it. That's how you start to move. That's when the whole universe understands. Okay, there is one live one. Let's support him. Let's give him. The things start to happen, but you have to make decision. Decision is a magic thing. I wish somebody teach us at school how to make decisions. Right? They tell you, maybe you do list pros and cons. Again, look outside of you. No, the whole science is here. You look inside. You look to your feelings, to your desires, to your heart, and you choose. This is what I want. This is what I don't. That's all you need to know. Do I want it from inside? Does my heart saying yes to it? That's all you need to make a decision. Everything else, it's not your business at the moment. But you need to be sure you make the decision again and again and again and again and again. It's not one-time process. It doesn't mean, I decide I'm gonna do that in 3 days. It's gonna come to you. No, in 3 days you run to the wall because there is more walls, more walls, more walls. They right there, place in the right time, right there, waiting for you to grow as you go over it. You are here to grow. So just focus on that decision. Make it again, again, and again. When it feels uncomfortable, when it feels not convenient, once you make the decision, cover it, like back up with confidence, with courage, and with um, like make it last, right? In other words, they say, the value of your decision exactly depends on the courage you need to make that decision. Right? So if you really have a difficulty make a decision because you need some courage, that means you have to face some real circumstances. That means the more courage you put in, the more valuable decision you did. So celebrate that moment when you really feel like I really have to put my mental energy in it. I have to put my courage to say yes. That means you're going for something really big. I wish to witness that. That's my blood is boiling when I see people doing that. It's incredible. It's like leaving the old whatever stones, like peeling that stuff. It was when I was like 1,000 years, and suddenly become the light bringing our presence into the fruition. You're gonna see it. We see it. But it takes time, right? And again, the decision is a mental move which nobody can see it. Nobody see you making decision, but people will see the results based on that you make the decision. If you decide I'm gonna become good at something and you start to do that, in few years people look at you, how come you become so good? And then by watching Netflix or while you were reading the book and practicing, and then you find out, I just decide. That's how it starts. It's a simple mental move which can change your life forever. So that's a second dream builder principle. You have to decide. So you got a dream. You decide for the dream. And the third key principle I want to share with you today is calling befriending your fear. Befriend your fear. What I mean by that? It means that every time you start with something, there is a part of you which wants to go, which wants to grow, which wants that experience. And at that moment, you start to follow that tiny idea, another idea appear and say, "Oh, who do you think you are? That's not for you. No way. You don't have what it takes. I just forget. Oh, that's too much work. Oh, no." So what kind of voice is that? That's a voice of fear. What fear? Mostly failure, or mostly another fears become coming up. And it's the voice which really you to stay status quo. It's survival instinct. It's designed to keep you alive. Right? It doesn't matter to it that you suffer 60 hours of 80. Like if you live the day, you look how happy you are, and you find out, oh, I was happy half an hour today. That thing doesn't care. That thing so you survive, and it's gonna keep you in that survival as long as you let it. But once you realize, wait a minute, I know there is, as soon as I decide for something, there is gonna be this voice of failure coming to me, and it doesn't want me to stop. It only say it's a feedback. It's a feedback telling me, hey, you never done that before. You never done that before. And at that knowledge, I said, okay, I acknowledge there is something I never done before. I befriend that fear. I put it in my higher self, and I don't let it to stop. This is kind of obvious, but to approach it with this awareness, like, okay, so there is a fear always. I'm always gonna face fear every time I do something new. Yes, this is what it is, But understand it's natural. It's not here to stop you. It's here to make you aware that you are growing, right? I can share one more thing about, what is it? J.K. Rowling, right? She was rejected. How many times they reject the book, The Harry Potter, before she came in? And did she give up? No. And then she got what? And she got great, great things. Right? The let me think. Walt Disney. Do you know Walt Disney? When he was 20, he was working for newspapers. They fired him out. They told him he got lack of imagination and no original ideas. That was 20 years old kid. It wasn't Walt Disney, you know. It was 20 years old kid. What would happen if you buy into that fear of failure, of that critique, of that non-worthiness paradigm? What would happen? Nothing. But he get up and he kept going. This is the crucial thing. But we all go through that. Imagine when you were a little baby and you start to walk. You stand up on your hind legs and you fall down. And then you fall down, you fall down, you stand up and fall down. And then did you ever sit on your butt and say, okay, this is it. I'm not supposed to be a walker. And you gave up on walking? No. Why do you saw the other people walk? You want to walk. It's your nature birthright. The same thing with your life expression, with the things you want in your life. Once you think it, it's yours. Unless you say, oh, this is not me, oh, this is too much work, oh, I'm too old, blah, 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 blah. Any of these limiting beliefs, and that fear of failure, whoa, I would fail, I would be laughing at me. Or in other words, I don't want to experience that level of pain anymore. You know, that protecting yourself from that, because I'll try, it didn't work. So all these, let's say, paradigms are pretty strong in a place, and they're gonna hold you, and they will hold you with a huge power. But listen, now you have a step of awareness. Now you know that the fear is gonna be present. You need to befriend it in other ways. You look in the eyes, you say, I know, I never done that before. It's okay. And you do it afraid. And that's how you can move forward. So now you have 3 basic principles how to move towards to your goal. You know you have to come with a vision. Vision. You write down your dreams. You write it down, you put the words on it, and you work with it. And then you put it on. You try to imagine, you start to feel it. Like, then you know you have to decide for that thing, even in the absence of knowing how the things happen. This is what I'm. This is me. This is what I want, and this is where I'm going. And you guys, you can do whatever you want. I'll do for it. You can call it selfish. I'm calling it self-aware. This is what necessary step for every human being to start to apply in that. And once you decide for the dream, you know there is a fear coming up, and you need to befriend it. Befriend that fear again and again and again. And the same, like, we're gonna get rejected. Everybody gets rejected. Nothing's kind of come like a first time served like oh, you want that, there you go. No, it's come step by step. And to get us to that process, we have to grow. We have to become bigger and better. So now I wanna give you one more thing to. How do you know that dream is good for you? How do you decide that the dream is really something worth of your time, of your life, something which helps you to make the decision for your dream? And it's simple. You need to answer these 5 questions. First, does it give me a life? Does it give me life? If you imagine that vision of yours, what did you write down? Does it give you life? You want a yes to this question. Then second, doesn't express my core values. Is it aligned with my core values? No. You don't want to do something which is not aligned with your core values. I know one lady, she wants to travel solo, and she got contract on a cruise ship, so she could go on a cruise ship 3 months there and 3 months there, 3 months there. And then she said, you know, Baba, I'm not sure if this is what I want, because my daughter, she got 3 years old daughter, I'm not sure if that's the best thing for her. Well, wow, it's pretty good to consider, right? If your core value is your happy family, you don't want to distance yourself from it and go for your own happiness when you have a little daughter. So it has to be aligned with your core values. So make sure you got yes for that question. Is it aligned with your core values? The third question you want to get yes for is, does it require me to grow? You know? Because if you write down some dream and you already know how to do it, that's not your dream. It's too small. That's not a vision. That's a worthy goal. Go for it. But we here talking about something which moves you in your life, which gives you the wings to fly, something which really make you afraid and scared and thrilled at the same time. This is the vision you're looking for. So, and to really get there where you want to go, you have to get better at something. Whatever is it is some skill, is it some ability, anything. But you have to, is it make you grow? That's the principle of life. We all here to grow. So if your vision makes you to grow, you're on a good track. Fourth question, does it need a help from a higher power? In other words, is there things I have no idea how this is going to happen? Is there something I really need some ideas coming in, some synchronicity, something really bigger than my little ego think of to put together? And you want yes for that too. And the five things you want to yes. Is that any good in my dream for others? Because what's going on, we co-creating with the universe, and the universe will support you always. But the more you will support with your action, with your decision, with your life, with your lifestyle, other people, the more you get supported, because we all in the same game here. And the better you get playing, so others benefit from it, the better you're gonna get supported. So you're gonna get the yes to these 5 questions. Does it make me grow? Does it give me life? Does it make me grow? Is it express my core values? Is it expressing, do I need some higher power for it? And is that any good for others? If you're gonna get yes for these 5 questions, your dream is good to go. It's worthy. It's worthy for you. And again, all that decision coming in, do I want it? Do I want it? Do I really want it? Do I feel I want it? And that's it. So now, I want to share one more very practical tool which came up, because once you start to go this way, you write down your dream, you write down your vision, you choose this is what you want, and you start to take the action, bold steps, you befriend your fears. There is gonna be times which you don't know. You standing where you are with completely no idea. So, and pretty afraid that you're gonna fail, because that survival is present. It won't go away. So there's many things I teach my clients to do, but I want to give you one practical tool to do anytime you feel like you need it. You set yourself down. You read your vision. You get into that vibrational state, right? You imagine, you call to your mind that idea where you're going, that the final state, that picture, that your vision, your idea where you want to be. And that shifts your vibration. And from that vibration, you ask yourself, what is one step I can do today? One action step I can take, which would move me direction to my dream. And you write that step down, put it in your calendar, schedule it with the seriously as you schedule your dentist or anything. Just seriously put it there and act on it. Do it. And if you want to keep moving, and you want to keep moving, keep 3 action steps at least a week in your calendar, which will move you direction to your dreams. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. That's how it goes. We have to walk step by step. But you need to have a direction, you need to have a focus, and you need to have some backup plan, some power to go through. And these 3 principles are necessary for you to go to that job. And now, there is a way which really helps you to put that dream on, to kind of live it on. Because one thing is to think it and then write it down. But I invite you to do a little exercise. If you have a friend of yours, some good partner, somebody who you really trust, you want to play this game with him. And that game is called Time Machine. time machine. Yes, you can play time machine. And I'll tell you how to do it. You're gonna step against each other, say, okay, let's play time machine, okay? And the principle is simple. You imagine you go in the time machine, you spin clockwise 5 steps, you both spin clockwise, anti-clockwise 5 steps, and then you'll end up 3 years in the future from now. So example today, it's 2000, I go to the machine, I spin around, and I end up in 2023, and I'm saying, hey, how are you doing? And imagine you met 3 years from that moment you are now. And you describe with your own words in the present time how your life looks like. Where you're living, what you're doing, how it goes, what, every details from your life that you write in your dream. And you try to play it, you act it as you get. And then your friend can reflect back to you what he hears, and you can switch the role, and he starts to be the one who is talking about his dream. And have a conversation, always in present time. Like imagine you 3 years in the future. Do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and see how that happens. Because at that moment, you start to really imagine yourself where you are. You start to charge that astral field, that thought construct, that blueprint for your dream. You start to charge it with emotions because you start to play it, you start to feel it. And the more you feel it, the more you tune up your vibrations. You tune up your vibrations to that frequency of the dreams. And the faster you tune that frequency up, the faster it will materialize on this plane of reality. So this is quite big physics, quantum physics in behind it, because we are all connected in that field of infinite potential. And that field is incredible intelligent. And it's here to cooperate with you, with your intention, with your thinking, with your wants, with your feelings. Everything you feel, everything you want is clearly transmitted from your system to the whole. And the whole will react to it. It's a law of vibration. What you emit, that's what you attract. So I want you to really, tomorrow when you wake up in the morning, get clear what is your dream, what is your vision. Imagine yourself 3 years from now. Breathe it in, get up from your bed and walk as that person. Talk as that person, walk as that person, drive like that person. If you're sitting home, sit home like that person. Wash dishes like that person already. Just try to play with that vibration. The more you play with that vibration, the more ideas will come to, more synchronicities happens. And you eventually become who you intend to become. Now, it's no secret that we become what we think about most of the time. And the way you think, it's always going to determine all your results. And we can see the results, we can measure them. So look at your results, find out what is it working, what's not working, make up new results in your mind, put them on a paper, decide this is what you want, befriend your fear, and keep going. Take the action after action, always from the vibrational state, as you already did. You think from the end. As my mentor Morrissey said, we cannot come to our dream. We must come from it. It's like basically the whole sequence, thinking from the end. So let me finish with a powerful quote of Goethe. He said one thing. He said, whatever you can think, dream, or dream, you can begin it. Because boldness is genius, power, and magic in it. And so do you. So let me know in the comments everything. If you come up something, I'll be glad to answer your questions, and all the best to your luck, to your dreams. Okay? Bye-bye.